Oluremi Tifnubu, the last lady of Nigeria. Alpha, I saw it on the news now. You say now you be the one we beg for Nnamdi Kanu. Instead of maybe give a death sentence, say now you beg for the life imprisonment. And you can't talk something, say not because say Nnamdi Kanu committed any crime, proven by the law, but because say Nigeria cannot bear the consequence of executing a man which only his weapon is his voice. That English, you know, concern me if you understand. If you don't understand, thunder fire you. So how far? As you can't tell us this one now. So what do you want us to do now? So more they clap for you. Say yes, good woman. You have tried. You see, you make a statement. You thought say not because Nnamdi Kanu committed any crime. Prove it by the law. I happy say even you self, you know say you know committed any crime. So when you gonna tell us this one now, so more call the clap for you. Madam, it no go better for you. It no go better for you, allegedly. Thunder fire you allegedly. So for your mind now, you don't do a favor with that job. You don't crazy. Which I be saying now you beg for him. Say me they give a life imprisonment. Life imprisonment now better. The way they talk and say they vex me, like say you don't do a big favor. Even sometimes say death sentence say they better pass life imprisonment because people know they die for prison now because they know if you overcome. You know how many people they kill themselves for prison? For your mind, they don't give a life. You don't do a big favor with that. Why you not say the Nnamdi Kanu not committed any crime proven by the law? Why you not beg your husband? May they release them. It just said you want from that good woman, good lady for us, for the public. Because me, I never sure say that way they say you beg. You don't even beg your husband. You say even they happy say yes, he dead prison because now this one a political power. Yes, not political system now. Thunder go fire you. Allegedly, I'm a chauffeur. They talk and they vex me. Why you not beg your husband? May they go arrest Gum and Shotam of Shokoto. Those one are the real terrorists. May they terrorize the country. Why you not beg them? You say you beg your husband, may they sentence Kanu to life imprisonment instead of death sentence. Come they happy, someone come they clap for you. Like say you don't do good thing. Thunder go fire you. Allegedly. Now that your son say you go that prison. Yeah, and if anyone asks you who is this guy, just tell them I'm Shamsodom, a pest predator and the baddest guy on the planet. I don't go to prison, come back. I don't fucking send anybody again. You like anybody. I don't zero my mind. I'm not be activist, yo. I be swearing this. Yes, I swear for living. I swear for living. That's what I do. I am a swearivist. I'm not an activist. Occupation is swear for living. You like anybody. I just beg it. I'm buy your don't in the country. I'm a chauffeur. And you really super people.
In the complex landscape of Nigerian society, where political, social, and legal dynamics intersect in intricate ways, a recent statement made by a young Nigerian provides a unique lens into the broader issues facing the nation today. This individual spoke of what they described as a troubling scenario, centered around the concept of justice, the administration of punishment, and the interplay of power, voice, and societal norms. While the words themselves may seem fragmented or informal in their original delivery, when examined critically and systematically, they reveal underlying tensions that merit careful consideration. At the heart of this reflection is the assertion that in certain cases, individuals are spared the full consequences of legal sanctions, not because of innocence or proven non-involvement in criminal activity, but because the system itself struggles to enforce certain penalties, such as capital punishment, without resistance or hesitation. This observation, while simple in phrasing, touches upon a complex web of legal, ethical, and societal concerns that have far-reaching implications for governance, human rights, and the social contract between citizens and the state. The speaker highlights a scenario in which a person who, under the law, might face the death penalty instead finds themselves negotiating for a lesser sentence, such as life imprisonment. The significance of this lies not only in the disparity between potential and actual punishment but also in what it suggests about the institutional capacity of the state. The individual is described as having only his voice as his weapon, a powerful metaphor indicating that, in certain contexts, moral authority, public opinion, or social pressure can sometimes exert more influence than formal legal processes. This brings to the forefront critical questions about the legitimacy and effectiveness of the justice system, raising issues about how laws are applied, enforced, and respected, and whether the system is resilient enough to consistently uphold principles of accountability. For viewers following this analysis, it is important to consider subscribing and engaging in the comments, as these discussions allow us to collectively explore the nuances of justice and governance in contemporary Nigeria. Sharing your perspectives can enrich the dialogue and foster a community grounded in critical examination rather than mere acceptance of events as they unfold. In the statement, there is a repeated emphasis on accountability and the absence thereof, particularly in the context of legal proof. The speaker asserts that the person in question has not committed a crime demonstrably proven by law, yet the consequences they face are still mediated by factors outside formal judicial determination. This raises important analytical considerations regarding the balance between de jure and de facto justice, between what the law explicitly prescribes and what occurs in practice. Within many political systems, including Nigeria's, this tension is not new. It reflects the challenges of ensuring that legal frameworks are not only theoretically sound but also operationally effective. It compels observers to ask whether justice in such context is inherently selective, influenced by social standing, political leverage, or other extrajudicial factors. A nuanced analysis requires recognizing that these dynamics are not purely anecdotal, they are symptomatic of structural challenges that have persisted over decades. By subscribing and following this channel, viewers can engage in ongoing explorations of such systemic patterns, deepening their understanding of both specific cases and the broader societal context in which they arise. The speaker's words also touch upon the emotional and psychological dimension of justice. By noting that the individual in question cannot bear the consequence of executing a man, there is an implicit acknowledgement of the human cost of capital punishment and the moral weight borne by those tasked with enforcing such sentences. This insight invites reflection on the ethical debate surrounding the death penalty, which remain deeply contested worldwide. It underscores the notion that the administration of justice is never a purely mechanical process, it is deeply intertwined with human judgment, empathy, and, at times, hesitation. For a society grappling with systemic inequities, these hesitations can reflect both moral courage and institutional weakness. The speaker's articulation of these dynamics, though informal in delivery, prompts a serious consideration of how ethical, legal, and political factors converge to shape outcomes in the judicial arena. Commenting on your thoughts in the section below encourages a richer, more participatory understanding of these issues, and sharing the video can help broaden awareness of these critical debates beyond a single audience. Another central theme in the statement is the tension between perceived power and individual agency. The individual whose life or sentence is at stake is described as wielding a voice as their primary instrument of influence. This metaphor is powerful, as it reflects a broader truth about societies where formal mechanisms of accountability may be insufficient or inconsistently applied. Voices, whether public, media-driven, or socially mobilized, often become the instruments through which justice is negotiated, challenged, or resisted. This dynamic raises important questions about the role of civic engagement, public opinion, and social activism in shaping legal outcomes. While the speaker explicitly distances themselves from activism, noting that their occupation is sweat for living rather than advocacy, their commentary inadvertently highlights the profound impact of communication, narrative, and persuasion in systems where institutional authority is not absolute. Encouraging viewers to subscribe and comment allows for a multiplicity of perspectives to surface, enhancing the collective analytical understanding of how voice interacts with law, power, and social norms. Embedded within the statement are subtle references to gender, societal expectations, and interpersonal dynamics. The speaker repeatedly addresses a good woman, acknowledging her attempts to navigate or influence outcomes within a system that appears rigid and unforgiving. This dimension adds complexity to the analysis, revealing how individuals, particularly women, interact with societal structures that are often patriarchal, hierarchical, or institutionally constrained. By observing and interpreting these interactions, one gains insight into the broader patterns of agency, negotiation, and advocacy in Nigerian society. These reflections are not simply about individual experiences, they illuminate systemic dynamics that affect how justice, social status, and power are distributed and contested. Subscribing to this channel ensures that you can access ongoing discussions that dissect such dynamics with care, nuance, and adherence to factual and analytical rigor. The statement also alludes to the psychological and social pressures inherent in legal and political systems. The speaker observes that even when no formal crime has been committed, the individual faces consequences shaped by expectations, public perception, and institutional hesitation. This highlights the often overlooked phenomenon of extrajudicial pressures, forces that exist outside codified laws but influence outcomes in significant ways. For scholars, policymakers, and everyday citizens, understanding these pressures is essential for appreciating why legal systems sometimes fail to function as intended. It also underscores the importance of transparency, rule of law, and safeguards that protect individuals from arbitrary or socially mediated penalties. Sharing and discussing these insights within public forums contributes to the cultivation of a more informed citizenry capable of advocating for reforms and improvements in governance and legal accountability. Critically, the speaker's reflections illuminate the intersection of law, morality, and pragmatism. By juxtaposing formal legal principles against lived realities, the commentary challenges viewers to consider the limits of codified justice in contexts where social, political, and personal factors intervene. This is particularly relevant when analyzing contemporary Nigerian society, where the interplay of political influence, cultural norms, and institutional capacity shapes outcomes in ways that are sometimes unpredictable or inequitable. The analysis encourages viewers to think beyond surface-level interpretations of events and statements, probing the deeper systemic, historical, and structural factors that produce the conditions described. By subscribing, commenting, and sharing, audiences become active participants in this analytical exercise, helping to generate a collective understanding that is both critical and constructive. Furthermore, the statement implicitly raises questions about the broader efficacy of the justice system. The tension between what is legally warranted and what is practically implemented reflects structural limitations that go beyond any single case or individual. Issues of administrative capacity, political interference, and societal expectations all play roles in shaping outcomes, often producing discrepancies between the law in theory and the law in practice. The speaker's emphasis on moral and social negotiation, rather than formal legal adjudication, underscores the complexities of governance and the challenges inherent in ensuring equitable enforcement of justice. This analysis invites careful reflection on the responsibilities of institutions, citizens, and policymakers in sustaining a legal system that is both fair and effective. Subtle prompts to engage with the content, through subscriptions, comments, and sharing, enhance the participatory nature of this examination, fostering an interactive platform for discourse on these critical issues. Additionally, the speaker's narrative draws attention to the human dimension of legal processes. References to the psychological burden, moral deliberation, and social consequences of decisions highlight the interplay between law and lived experience. In societies grappling with systemic challenges, understanding these human dimensions is crucial for interpreting why certain outcomes occur and how they can be addressed. It also emphasizes that justice is not merely a matter of rules and regulations but involves complex ethical considerations that must be weighed alongside legal mandates. By reflecting on these aspects, viewers gain a more comprehensive perspective on the nature of justice and the factors influencing its application in real-world contexts. Encouraging engagement through comments and sharing allows audiences to contribute to a nuanced understanding of these multifaceted issues. Finally, the statement offers insight into the resilience and adaptability of individuals navigating complex systems. The speaker acknowledges the limitations of institutional mechanisms while highlighting the creative strategies, moral reasoning, and social negotiations that shape outcomes. This observation speaks to a broader truth about human agency. Even in context of constrained power, individuals find ways to influence their circumstances, advocate for fairness, and negotiate outcomes within imperfect systems. By considering these dynamics, viewers are invited to critically examine not only the specifics of the case discussed but also the broader systemic structures and cultural factors that influence justice, governance, and social equity. Subscribing and engaging with this channel provides access to ongoing critical analyses that explore these intersections, fostering informed, thoughtful, and engaged audiences capable of contributing to meaningful discourse and potential reform.